Welcome to my tarot card reading for United States 2018, and this is Man Tarot. Let's start familiarizing with the spread. Vertically, we have here Babalu, Oshumare, and the Karma card. Here in a vertical position, we have the Eight of Pentacles, Mercury, Virgo, the Emperor, Mars, Aries, Sun, and the Tower, Aries, Scorpio, Mars, Capricorn. Okay? And the way that is put, we have the first trimester, which is influenced by Babalu and the Eight of Pentacles, Mercury, Virgo. Okay? Then the second trimester is kind of similar. It's influenced by Babalu and the Eight of Pentacles, Mercury, Virgo, but at this time it's being influenced as well with Oshumare and the Emperor, Mars, Aries, and the Sun. Okay? With that in mind, let's start the reading. We have here, I'm going to focus here first. We have here Mercury, Virgo, like I said, the Emperor, Mars, Aries, Sun, the Tower, Aries, Scorpio, Mars, Capricorn. Mercury, communications, messages. And when I say communication, it could be verbal, it could be written, and that includes also the internet. Anything related with the internet, because it's communication. Okay? With that in mind, we have to keep in mind that there is a big emphasis in Mars Aries. Mars Aries. Mars Aries is closely related with war and being very impulsive, with rage, anger, sports as well, and being assertive. But honestly, considering average, I will go with the bad, negative side. So what the tarot cards are saying here is very simple. We're going to start listening to more messages related with war. Messages with a bellic tone. A message that is belligerent in nature. Okay? So we could be talking about politicians that are bringing a war tone into their messages. Okay? We could expect that. We could also be talking about politicians that when they talk, when they express, the way they do it is loaded with anger, perhaps frustration, but there's a lot of anger involved in the way they communicate. And they might even talk without thinking. Okay? Without thinking. A lot of talk without thinking. I cannot use another expression. Okay? But this is going to be done under anger. Okay? So we can expect that during this year, 2018. We could also be talking about more marches, more protests. Okay? But these marches and protests are not very peaceful. Okay? So we're going to expect kind of a clash between sides during this year. Okay? So you thought 2017 was bad, you haven't seen what is coming 2018 with. Okay? So that's more or less what the tarot cards are bringing forward. Now let's start with the rest of the reading. We have the first trimester. We have January, February, and March. So the first trimester is all about contracts, it's about papers, it's about messages and investigation. Okay? So again, the first trimester is all about investigation. And I don't think I have to be very specific here because we're talking about United States. Okay? Investigation. And there's a big emphasis investigation on the first 6 months. Now, the first trimester, we have the Hangman. So there is, we could say that there is a resistance to change, if we can call it like that. There's fear. There's no desire to make any sacrifice. Okay? So in other words, everything stays as it is. Okay? Then by February, we have insatisfaction. People are not satisfied. But at the same time, it could mean there's stagnation. Things are not moving properly, financially and economically speaking. Okay? Insatisfaction because perhaps unemployment, whatever it is, but it's related with money. Everything is related with money. And there is contracts, laws that are going to pass that they're not doing anything. There's no sacrifice. Okay? This is obvious. Sacrifice, meaning we have a dilemma here in the United States. We have technically two groups, ones that favor more taxes to the rich people and those that don't believe in that crap. So what we have to say is that there's not going to be anything done regarding taxes for the rich. There's no sacrifices there. Okay? So expect more or less laws that favor the rich. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we have here laws that are a load, a baggage to the people, that because they're creating stagnation. The economy gets affected. Okay? At the same time, it could also mean expenses that eventually hit the people of United States. Then the 8 of Cups representing March, we have more of the same. That's technically what they're saying, going back to the same. So in other words, what we're saying is that there's going to be laws that are going to keep doing the same. So in other words, if we analyze 2017, what the tarot card is saying is that technically there's going to be more laws that have the purpose to undo what the previous administration did. Okay? That's technically what the tarot cards are saying. At the same time, we're going to start seeing the same tone, the same pattern of making laws. Okay? So more or less the same stuff that you saw that were passed as laws in 2017, they're going to be done again during March 2018, during the first trimester. Okay, we're going to start seeing more or less the same dynamic, the same pattern regarding making laws or passing laws. Okay, so if you need me to be more specific, that means laws that are against LGBTQ, laws against women, etc., 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 etc. That kind of same stuff. Now, the second trimester, we have the 8 of Swords. And April is a month where things are, I forgot the word in English, unveiled. So, in other words, there's going to be, like I said, an investigation. And during this investigation, new information is going to come out that is going to either open the eyes for many people, or just that information that emerges, new information regarding an investigation. Do I need to be more clear what investigation are we talking about? That is going to shed more light of events, meaning on political figures. Okay, do I need to be more specific? Then we have here May, and in May we have the 10 of Staff or Wand. Again, this is influenced by Babalu, Mercury Virgo, Mars Aries, and Oshumare. Okay, so this trimester what we have is a baggage, a load, something that is heavy on the shoulders of the nation. So we're talking about laws that are going to weigh down on the people. Obviously, I'm talking about the middle class and anyone below that. Okay? Laws that some way, somehow are heavy to many citizens of United States. Again, we have Mars Aries contracts. So we are talking also about contracts related with weapons. So there's more weapons, more contracts related with weapons, and highly probable this is all what the tarot cards are talking about here. So we have to keep an eye on that. Then we have the Two of Coins or Pentacles. Here what the tarot cards are saying is that for June we're going to start seeing laws that are going to be passed with the purpose to stabilize the economy. There's going to be an attempt to stabilize the economy. So on February we saw that the economy will start showing signs of stagnation, but then by June we're going to start seeing laws that are having the purpose of creating a stable financial situation for United States. Okay, we have to keep that in mind. We have Aries, Mars, and Mercury, Virgo. Also, we could say that there's going to be a diplomatic attempt to cool down things around that time. Okay, there's going to be an attempt for cooling down those countries that are angry, we can call it like that. Okay, so we might also be talking about diplomacy attempts here. Okay, now this third trimester, July, August, September, we have Oshumare, we have Mars, Aries, and then we have the Tower, Aries, Scorpio, Mars, Capricorn, and then we have the Page of Swords. So for me, this is a defensive position. It's letting us know that United States starts behaving in a very defensive way. So we must expect military action, not necessarily attacks, but preparation. Okay, is on a defensive mode. Start preparing, defending itself, getting ready for an attack, if we can call it like that. Okay, it's like preparing for war, if you want to call it like that. Okay, then we have the tarot card of the Death, and here we have Mars, Aries, and the Tower with Mars, Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn, and the Death card, Oshumare, messages. So here what we should think about is a possible terrorist attack, okay, or a massacre, because in the United States there are two definitions for massacre and for terrorism. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind, that there is a possibility of either one, and we have to keep that in mind. Then by October we have the Five of Coins or Pentacles. Here United States financially again might start having problems. Okay, but at the same time United States will start looking for help, and this help is closely related with war, if you want to call it like that, invasion, attacks, whichever way you want to call it or the way you want to see it. So here he might be asking help from allies. Okay, technically that's what we should expect during this time. Then we have the Karma card also influencing that third trimester. I don't think I have to say much about karma. Then the last trimester, October, November, December, we have the Tarot card of the World, and then this is a chapter that comes to an end, and now we have to open our eyes and start thinking and wondering what this means. Does it mean that there is an impeachment finally happen? Could be possible, because the tarot card is saying that there is an event that is going to shake the whole country. Okay, it could be that. It could be something totally different. Not necessarily that. But what the tarot cards are saying, and that's what the tarot cards are insinuating here, is something that is going to shake up the whole country. It could be that some politicians are going to end up in jail. It could be that. It's something that shakes up the country and marks the end of an era, an end of an administration. It could be that. What is the end that the tarot cards are talking about? We have to pay attention to that. A chapter comes to an end. Okay? Then the tarot card of the Empress. We see karma, Mars, the Tower, influence in here. Therefore, this cannot mean something positive, but the opposite. So technically what we see is, again, financial problems manifesting during 2018, especially during November. Okay? It sounds like 2018 is a month, it's a year where finances in the United States are going to be on the low, and a lot of war talks are going to be on the horizon. Okay? And November is also mentioning this. By the month of December, what we have is the Four of Swords. And when it's like this, is someone that is resting, taking a break, or whatever you want to call it. Like this, the person jumps into action. And we have to remember what I said here. So for December, the Tower here is letting us know that United States jump into action. Okay? So I don't think I have to make any insinuation. I think that is very obvious. There is going to be an invasion, or there's going to be a war, whatever you want to call it or see it. But United States, from a defensive or offensive position that it was here, by December, it switches to something that is more of like an invasion, a war. Why? Well, we have the Tower, the Death card, we have the World here. So it's letting us know that it sounds like there's going to be something similar to 9/11. Is it going to be a terrorist attack? Very probable, or a massacre, but something is going to push United States into action. Okay, we have to wait and see what is this all about that the tarot cards are describing, so we have an idea what it is. But so far, this is the energy that the tarot cards are bringing forward. Okay, and I think that will be all for United States 2018. Until the next one.